No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. And yet, across the gulf of space, minds immeasurably superior to ours regarded this earth with envious eyes. And slowly and surely, they drew their plans against us. Midnight on the 12th of August, a huge mass of luminous gas erupted from Mars and sped towards Earth. Across 200 million miles of void, invisibly hurtling towards us, came the first of the missiles that were to bring so much calamity to Earth. As I watched, there was another jet of gas. It was another missile, starting on its way. That's how it was for the next 10 nights. A flare spurting out from Mars, bright green, drawing a green mist behind it, a beautiful but somehow disturbing sight. Few men even considered the possibility of life on other planets. They drew their plans against us. Against us. Then came the night the first missile approached Earth. It was thought to be an ordinary falling star. The next day there was a huge crater in the middle of the comet, and Ogilvy came to examine what lay there. A cylinder, 30 yards across, glowing hot, and with faint sounds of movement coming from within. Suddenly the top began moving, rotating, unscrewing, and Ogilvy feared there was a man inside trying to escape.
Against us.
next morning, a crowd gathered on the common, hypnotized by the unscrewing of the cylinder. you seen any Martians? For 3 days I fought my way along roads packed with refugees, the homeless, burdened with boxes and bundles containing their valuables. All that was of value to me was in London. By the time I reached their little red brick house, Carrie and her father were gone. hastened through Covent Garden, Blackfriars, and Billingsgate. More and more people joined the painful exodus. Sad, weary women, their children stumbling in the street with tears, their men bitter and angry, the rich rubbing shoulders with beggars and outcasts. Dogs snarled and whined, the horses' bits were covered with foam, and here and there were wounded soldiers, as helpless as the rest. Waterloo Bridge, Westminster Bridge, one appeared above Big Ben. Never before in the history of the world had such a mass of human beings moved and suffered together. This was no disciplined march. It was a stampede, without order and without a goal. 6 million people unarmed and unprovisioned, driving headlong. It was the beginning of the rout of civilization, of the massacre of mankind.
Instantly, the others raised their heat rays and melted the thunder child's
glowing cylinder, and no one and nothing was left now to fight them. The Earth belonged to the Martians. The Earth belonged. Slowly away. Thunder child. Slowly it moved toward shore. Then with a deafening roar and whoosh of spray. Thunder child. Thunder child. The Earth belonged to the Martians. The Earth belonged to the Martians. Thunder child. Thunder child. Thunder child.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Discovery, go at throttle up.
The water. Next day, dawn was a brilliant, fiery red, and I wandered through the weird, lurid landscape of another planet. For the vegetation which gives Mars its red appearance had taken root on Earth. As man had succumbed to the Martians, so our land now succumbed to the red. Next day, the parson down to the coal cellar. In the darkness I could see the claw touching things. And then it touched my boot. I almost shouted. For a time it was still, and then, with a click, it gripped something. The parson, with a click, and without error. Inside the hood of their new machine, they were draining the fresh, living blood of men and women and injecting it into their own vein. With slow, deliberate movements, his unconscious body was dragged away, and there was nothing I could do to prevent it. With a click, man's empire passed away. By the complex system while outside a jeweler's, some gold chains and a watch were scattered on the pavement. There were a dozen dead bodies on the Euston Road, their outlines softened by the black dust. All was still. Black dust. Black dust. Perhaps the future belongs not to us, but to the Martians, to the Martians, to the Martians. Perhaps the future belongs not to us, but to the Martians. The torment was ended. The people scattered over the country, desperate, leaderless, starved. Scattered over the country, desperate, leaderless, starved. The thousands who had fled by sea, including the one most dear to me. All would return, would return, would return, would return. The pulse of life growing stronger and stronger would beat to the end. Is our planet safe? Would beat to the end. Is our planet safe? Would beat to the end. Is our planet safe? Pulse of life growing stronger and stronger. Is our planet safe? Or is this time of peace merely a reprieve? The immensity of space, they have learned their lessons and even now await their opportunity. Perhaps the future belongs not to us, but to the Martians. The pulse of life growing stronger and stronger. Is our planet safe? The immensity of space, they have learned their lessons and even now await their opportunity. Perhaps the future belongs not to us, but to the Martians. But to the Martians. But to the Martians. Life returns to normal. Question of another attack from Mars causes universal concern.
Is our planet safe?